Hello, my name is Nadja Tao, and I've been doing a series of conversation starter questions. This conversation starter question is from scienceofpeople.com, and it is lying ever a good thing? In rare cases, I think lying can be a good thing. However, I do think there's always a negative consequence to lying. Sometimes I think the overall lesser evil is to accept that negative consequence. But there is a consequence in every situation that I can think of. Um, so when I was thinking of lying as a good thing, there are two situations that came to mind. The first one was I was thinking of Louis C.K.'s TV show. And in one episode, his daughter tells on a lady who is stealing food from a grocery store. Now, I think a good lie would be, no, I didn't see that lady take anything and put it in her purse. That's especially when you consider that the net income of Albertsons, who owns Safeway and Vons, was $959 million in 2024. And this lady is probably struggling just to survive. And a corporation isn't even struggling to survive. It's just, I mean, it kind of is. It's kind of like a virus. It's this dead thing. It's not alive, but it's kind of acting like it's alive. It still does some of the similar things that something alive like bacteria would do. But it's not a person. It's this thing. So I would rule in favor of the stealing lady. In the second situation of good lying that I was thinking of, I was thinking of somebody who was testing the security of a bank. And the person doing the testing has to lie to the employees in order to really test the bank's security and simulate a real attack. And that is a real job. Companies do hire penetration testers to see if they can physically break into buildings or if they can do social engineering on employees and get information and access to things that they shouldn't have access to, or if they can successfully conduct a phishing campaign and get information, passwords, and stuff like that way. But I think that even if you lie about something really stupid and inconsequential, like um like saying you like if your spouse asks you whether or not you like the coffee and you love the coffee but you say no, coffee's terrible. In every instance of a lie, no matter how small or silly, once you get found out, you're never going to be deserving of that person's trust again. They're going to know you're a liar, whether it's a big lie or a small lie. They're just going to know that there isn't that thing inside of you that drives you to be honest all the time. And I don't know about you, but when I'm lied to, I take it personally. I know that ultimately nothing anybody does to you is personal, but from a feelings standpoint, being lied to is scary. It really gets into your guts. But let's say you never get caught. You still know you lied, so there's potentially guilt from that. But that aside, whatever you were running away from isn't truly resolved in the case of like a lot of little relational lies. Lying about what you're okay with your partner saying or doing. So even if it's a lie that's kind of designed to protect somebody, you know, it can be a problem. It usually is a problem because, like, say, even in the case of the lady stealing food, the lying is a stopgap measure. What should be done is to figure out a longer term, more sustainable solution. So what should be done is to figure out a way so that the lady doesn't have to steal. Maybe get her a better job, maybe improve the wages that corporations offer, maybe talk about other ways to get food without stealing, like going to a food bank. That would prevent harm from befalling the store, this unexpected, sudden emergency harm that's being done to the store. Now, going back to the penetration tester situation, it kind of this question of an unresolved problem brings up the question for me: if I have permission to lie, is it really a lie? Because if you're not going to have the issue of an unresolved problem with the lies you tell to the bank employees. It's almost like acting. If it's a controlled exercise everyone is buying into, and if you're choosing to work at the bank, you're kind of buying into it. Even though, yes, it would be a little bit scary to be tested by the penetration tester the way they are going to be testing you. But I think there is always some negative consequence to lying, even if you don't get caught. And even if it's not really a big deal, like if you invent a heartwarming story for social media. I see that happen quite a bit lately. In that situation, people are probably going to sense that the story is made up. And once they sense that it's made up, they're going to feel like their time is being wasted and that they're following a fake account that's, again, willing to tell a little lie. So what's stopping them from telling a big lie? But even if you lied really well and no one could tell that this heartwarming story is a lie, it's a problem because you're eventually going to start misrepresenting reality, and it will give people a false sense of what life really is. So it still harms people, even if you don't. It still harms people if you tell this lie by not labeling fiction fiction. So those are some of my thoughts on the topic. Is lying ever a good thing? And if you have anything to say about anything I've said in this video, or if you have an answer of your own that you would like to share, please put that in the comments. Please like or dislike. Please subscribe. And thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you'll join me for another one, trying to get to 100.